Are you ready to turn your potential into performance? If so, you're in the right place. This is the Coach Bru Show, and here's your host, John Brubaker.
Your future is probably way behind schedule. Welcome to the Coach Bru Podcast, Performance Report, episode number 506. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/coachbrew. There's over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. That's audibletrial.com/coachbrew. So yeah, your future is probably way behind schedule, but you're not alone. According to the University of Scranton, every year, 92% of people who make New Year's resolutions fail to achieve them. You know, you're almost twice as likely to get accepted at Harvard Business School than achieve your goals. Their acceptance rate's 12%. The odds of you achieving your goals apparently is 8%. So that begs the question, what's your vision for 2018? We just started a new year. What's your vision? You thinking about finally starting your own business, maybe growing your business, from a side hustle into a full-time gig, getting back in shape, getting the best shape of your life, or maybe your vision is finally writing that book that you've had it in your head and heart you want to publish. And I ask because the numbers indicate you're more likely headed for failure than you are for success as 2018 gets underway. The difference between the two isn't your vision, it's the system or lack of one that you employ to try and achieve it. So why do 92% of people fail to reach their goals? Well, it's because they have no support, no accountability system in place. Maybe they set an unrealistic goal, too many goals. And a big piece is they have no financial skin in the game. So all of this leads you to the flip side of the coin. How did the other 8% actually achieve their goals each year? Well, they have a solid strategy in place. And the highest achievers most likely had a coach and an accountability system. So for the past 2 decades, I've developed and refined a goal setting and accountability system I use to coach some amazing leaders in all different walks of life. And in this podcast episode today, I want to give you a quick primer on goal achievement. This is just a small sample of my actual goal achievement and accountability coaching program, but it'll get you jump started here. Number one thing you need to do is you need to make a personal commitment to one goal. Singular, one. It's called focus. So think about it if you're shooting an arrow at a target, but there are 5 or 6 targets in front of you. You can't hit a bullseye on all of them. You can only legitimately hit one at a time. It's the same thing with focusing on a goal versus multiple goals. You want to have that single-mindedness and move yourself towards one thing and eliminate other things that aren't that goal or that sidetrack you away from it. Second thing you need to do is you need to make your commitment public. That's right. Sometimes that's uncomfortable. Sometimes that's painful. But you got to make it public by telling your family, your friends, colleagues, coworkers, your neighbors. Post it online. Post it on social media as an announcement. And get your community behind you. You also want to write that down and carry it around. It provides you with a sense of ownership. And the fact that there'll be other people asking you about it, checking in with you on it, and curious and hopefully wanting to support you. Third thing you need to do is, as Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. You want to work backwards from your goal. So what's the timeline? What's kind of the end point, end date? Work backwards from that and schedule smaller benchmarks to hit in a reasonable time fashion. And here's the big piece, though. You want to celebrate each of those small wins to create momentum. There's a fascinating study that was done on World Cup soccer teams by Jan Pepping a few years ago. And what he found studying all the World Cup soccer teams was the teams that celebrated the small things, a turnover, a great play, a goal, even just a win. What they found was the small wins and celebrations of the small things led to bigger wins and bigger celebrations. So it's absolutely contagious. Celebrate your small wins to create momentum. It's the most powerful thing you can do is create momentum towards your goal. Think about some of the sporting events you've watched. Teams that were successful manufactured momentum and sustained it. Fourth thing you want to do is plan, execute, review. Do that on a daily basis, 24 hours. Plan your day, execute it, adjust, and review it. Daily, and then weekly, monthly, and quarterly. You want to do that analysis, short term, medium term, and long term. I'm calling quarterly long term for the purpose of this, but you want to examine what's working and what's not. This might sound, over like an oversimplification, but it's amazing how many people get this wrong. Do more of what is working and less of what isn't. If you take nothing else away from this podcast, that's the number one thing I want you to remember. Do more of what's working and less of what isn't. And the fifth piece is you want to get yourself a coach and an accountability partner. Someone who's going to encourage you, challenge you, celebrate those wins with you, try and get you to rethink things, think things a little differently, help you course correct or adjust on the fly, and hold your feet to the fire. I think accountability is the greatest form of love. It's not punishment. It's not punitive measure. Someone holds you accountable. They're trying to help you achieve and reach your highest potential. And it's not a bad thing. So I encourage you to implement these steps to turn your vision into victory in 2018. This is a small part of my proprietary system that's worked for my clients and for myself. And I want it to work for you. I don't want you to be part of that dreadful 92%. If you're listening to this, you're better than that. And that's why I'm opening up my Synergy coaching program to you, my listeners. Previously, it's only been available to my private coaching clients, but this year, for the first time, I'm going to open it up to my readers and my podcast listeners. And what the Synergy program is, it's a small group accountability coaching program. It helps you bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be in a 90-day cycle. And here's the thing. You're probably thinking, why do I need coaching and why do I need to work with a small group of people? Well, I think you've been sold a false bill of goods that you can do it yourself. And the numbers don't lie. 92% of people create resolutions and they fail at every year. All the self-proclaimed gurus will tell you it's as simple as just being more committed, getting up earlier, staying up later, working harder, doing more, hustling, grinding, giving 110%. And there's no such thing as 110%. There's only 100%. So guess what? It's not that simple. To quote a real expert, my friend Dr. Rob Bell likes to say, no one gets there alone. It's actually the title of his new book, which is awesome. You should check it out. And it's awesome because it's true. No one does get there alone. My results changed dramatically in my life, my business, and my health when I hired coaches, business coaches, personal trainer, and an accountability partner. And the number one question I get is, why should I pay for coaching when I can belong to a free mastermind group? And, well, that's because in these groups, these free groups, a lot of people join. You set goals with the best of intentions, but you don't get your ideas challenged. And you aren't held accountable because you're usually in a group with your friends and your peers. And they tend to want to be positive and uplifting. They don't want to be, the bearer of bad news or hold your feet to the fire. Because they don't want to be seen as confrontational, Like in a group of friends, no one wants to be, quote, that guy. Yet, confrontation is essential to your growth and goal achievement. So that's what I'm here for. Peer accountability alone isn't enough. That's built into my coaching program, but it's the icing, not the cake. The cold hard truth is that if you're not paying for something, anything, whatever it is, you're not paying close enough attention. And when something's free, you have a lower amount of commitment to it. I'll give you a great example from my personal life. I didn't skip a workout when I was paying my personal trainer $4,000. I skipped a lot of workouts when I belonged to a $10 a month health club. Where there's lower commitment, there's also lower morale within the group. People don't have a skin in the game. When you're paying to play, you've got a real skin in the game. My coaching groups are filled with high performers who are serious about playing their A game. So if you're fed up with that new year, new you lie that you've probably been telling yourself and are ready to actually do what you said you'd do this year, you should check out my coaching program. It's a 12-week program that comes with a 30-minute individual consultation and access to me via email and phone for the entire 12 weeks. Plus a couple of special bonuses. I've handpicked country music sensation Stephanie Quayle to be a celebrity guest and answer your questions during a video chat. You're also going to receive a signed copy of Stephanie's new album. She'll share with you in the chat some profound insights, stories of struggle and victory from her massively successful entrepreneurial journey as a singer-songwriter and CEO of her own record label. That alone makes the whole program worthwhile. In addition to that, second bonus is you're going to get a website review, expert website review by my web strategist, Ross Lasley, aka the Internet Educator. It'll address this review is like a 5-minute video he sends you that'll address site design, who you are, what's for sale, what do I get, how well your site works, SEO stuff, and that's $250 value. And the third big bonus I'm throwing in is $1,000. Yep, you heard that correctly. If you reach your goal in the program, I'm going to give you $1,000 back. That's how committed I am to your success. Now, if you are interested, you should go to http://genius/accountability. That's actually geni.us/accountability. Again, it's geni.us/accountability. That'll take you to my webpage. I'll also be sure to put that link in the show description. Now, here's the thing. I'm only opening this program up to 8 people, and the doors close on this opportunity at midnight on January 12th. It's not going to reopen again in 2018. So make sure you go to the website, check it out. And thanks for listening. I want to wish you a stadium status 2018.
Thanks for listening to the Coach Brew Show. If you're not currently subscribed to the podcast, sign up now on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. And for more information to turn your potential into performance, head on over to coachbrew.com now.